this planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, whatever spring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world.
Hello, everybody. I think I got Scott now. I got Scott.
There we go.
There we go. We had some technical difficulties tonight. And, we made it. We're only 7 minutes late with this. And I was able to get the music on there and everything. I'm slowly coming into I'll eventually figure out OBS and stream it to this. I think that's what the problem was. I think I had my account linked to it and you weren't there. So I think that was the issue there. But
the logo that I had coming up was it looked kind of like a free spoked wheel.
That's OBS.
That's OBS. Yeah. But for whatever reason, it wasn't allowing me to connect to my camera or audio. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think I blocked you. That's why. I think that's why the OBS came up. And so I disconnected the account to Restream, and then you came in, no problem. So eventually what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through OBS to do this. And hey, Tom's on. What's up, Tom? How you doing, man?
Tom Bramwell.
Tom's one of the two people that are watching us right now.
All right.
So we're up to 3. So I didn't do a lot of promoting on this because I totally forgot. But it was an interesting week. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So how you doing, my friend? What's going on?
Things are well. I got word from Optical Structures Farpoint that shipment from Korea made it in, and the RST 300 is in country.
You made it off the boat and it's here. That's awesome.
So now we're just waiting for that aluminum plate from Dan's Plates.
Well, sorry, Tom. I know Tom's a big Avalon user, and unfortunately, Scott decided to go the other side. He went to Asia and picked up a rainbow mount. So, I'm actually going to be able to do some imaging tonight. It looks like.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done with OSC. I'm done. I'm finished.
Really?
There's so many issues. I find monochrome, I guess, because I know it's so much more easier. So, and of course, I had that out of memory issue. That I'm not sure why. It has nothing to do with one-shot color. It's just me being stupid. But yeah. So, why don't you tell Tom a little bit about that mount and the rest of the viewers that are watching? Tell them about the RST that you got coming from Rainbow.
Yeah, the thing that sold me on that whole system, I started actually looking at the Harmonic drives from Hobum, and they've got some absolutely amazing mounts, and that whole thing started off. Actually, I was watching Ray from Ray's Astrophotography, and he has a big Hobum mount for his 14, and so I started looking at that, and then that led to conversations with other professionals, and eventually it led me to Pete Myers at Optical Structures Farpoint, where Astrodon is, and of course we're waiting on the Astrodon filters to come in as well, but the Harmonic drive mount is hands down, it's got to be one of the finest pieces of machinery, for this kind of work. I mean, if you've ever gone on to YouTube and just look up harmonic drive, just type it into Google and look up harmonic drive. You'll get a couple of videos there with computer graphics that show you how that whole thing works. And at any one time, you have 30% of the gears that are engaged at any one time. So there's practically no backlash whatsoever. And not only that, but it has a slew rate of like 5 degrees a second, which is just stupid when you're moving a telescope that big. And it just, the balance, the power of it. And the other thing that's kind of wild about it is that it's a weightless mount. You don't, they promote it as being a mount that you don't need counterweights for. Now, granted, if you're sitting on a pier, that's not a problem, but if you're on a tripod, you got to figure some way to keep that huge, like my 14 it's a big nose heavy kind of thing. So I opted to go with at least a small amount of weight, to keep it so that it doesn't go conk.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be bad.
No,
right?
that would be not good.
That would not be good. So, but that also is offset by the JMI wheelie bar that Pete is making for me, and that thing has those huge bolts that screw down. So you'd have to do something really stupid to knock that scope over. I mean, you'd really
well.
Yeah.
I've done some real stupid things.
Yeah. But if you got a pier, yeah, you cannot beat those harmonic drives for pier driven, when you're sitting on a pier. They're super fast, they're super accurate, no backlash. They are touted. I get this. Now I'm sure that somebody will probably correct me in the comments on this, but these mounts are touted at being able to photograph out to 10 minutes without guiding. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. So, I mean, you throw guiding in on top of it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this thing can do.
Yeah, well, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And, it does come at a price. So it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
You're definitely in almost the 5-figure range for, when you add tax and the other add-ons that you got. So,
yeah.
But I know you and I were talking about this probably a bunch of times. You may as well feel the punch one time and never have to get punched again, I guess.
Right.
So and that's the thing. If you're going to be into this hobby and you're into it for kind of the long run, sometimes you just want to. It all depends on how much you want to move and all that kind. I mean, not everybody has wheelie bars like you have, and some people have permanent piers. It all depends on your own situation, though. But if you know for a fact that you're going to be sticking with this for a while and you want to get better and better and better, sometimes it's time to just like take the dive and do it, and then cry about it later, because your results are going to get your results are going to get better incrementally. It goes back to the age-old saying, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely there's Mark Ellis jumped on. He's the guy that's running around. That guy run.
Yeah,
I'm confused. Oh, you started out for me, but this guy runs out and buys everything. But
yeah. Yeah, I know. Mark was he's got a really nice mount for his telescope.
Yeah,
his rig. I think he's got a 10-inch RC. I think.
I believe I know he's got an RC because we were looking at the collimation through pictures. It was kind of tough to do column. It looked a little weird. Then we were going back and forth. I said, "Are you sure your camera's straight?" But hey.
Not everything. Yeah.
It's okay, Mark. If I could, I'd buy everything too. Ron Breacher's on Masters of Pix Insight.
Oh, the master.
And if you haven't signed up yet, you got to go get the special sauce. The special sauce is tomorrow. So tomorrow is the next session. of Masters of Pix Insight. They're talking about mosaics and some of Ron's special sauce. So not the fast food, right, Ron? You gotta have the special sauce. But
it was one of Ron's compadres that actually kind of he was the first guy to kind of push me towards a high-end mount many months ago, and he dropped those little seeds in my head and said, eventually you're gonna see the advantage of having a really good mount, and he was right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I don't even know if I should, if I wasn't planning on moving in the next probably 2 years, I would have put a more permanent situation than just that pier outside. I would have done a bigger thing, but you know what? It's tough on Long Island, man. It's rough. I mean, it's
Portal 8.
Yeah, Portal 8 or worse.
Yeah.
But,
narrowband city, literally.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to do some art. Excuse me. I'm going to do some RGB tonight.
Nice.
Nice. I'm gonna play around, and I'm good, but I'm doing it with my Espic. I'm not doing one shot color. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So you've been having some issues with the one shot color?
No, the one shot color is probably fine. It's definitely me. But the data looks good. That's it's not a problem. I definitely got some stuff going on. I going back and forth. I know you're on the admin page, but we were going back and forth with exposure times and and all this kind of stuff. And it was my first one shot color since I was probably using a Canon T3i on my 8-inch Schmidt in 2009.
Yeah.
So and I haven't done one shot color. I went right to monochrome. I bought the Astrodons. And then I got into narrowband thanks to Ron.
Yeah.
Ron said no fast food. No fast food. We don't do fast food, Ron. We don't do that. Actually, I do fast food because I work in fast food, but I don't do fast food anymore because
not until
Ron definitely taught me the disadvantages to fast food. And if you don't know what fast food is, it's basically kind of like, let me just get to the end of the book and not read anything in the middle. I'll start with chapter 1, I'll end with chapter 30, and forget about 2 through 29. And you don't want to do that, especially when you're processing. You're definitely worse for wear.
you wind up with the "where's the beef" moment.
Yeah. Then the beef is no longer there.
Yeah. Definitely enjoy Ron and Pete and the guys. Their programs are awesome, and anybody that is out there that hasn't checked out Masters of Pix Insight, you definitely got to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the stuff is retro. It's not retro. It's you can go back. I guess that is retro. But all the stuff that is recorded now, and Pete over at IP for AP puts it all up, and if you missed it, you could still purchase the class and have all the same material. It won't be live, obviously, but you'll have all the same materials and access to all the stuff that you need to follow along with each one. I think there's 8 or 9 now, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Eric's on.
Oh yeah, I said hi to Eric already. He's on. This mono imaging is nuts. I guess I'm just spoiled with one shot color. Yeah, you are spoiled with that. Yes, you are. And you know what? One shot color is really, really cool. It doesn't work out for me because of where I am.
Yeah.
That to have that all that light coming in at once. I mean, I said I thought 2 minutes was a decent shot. I thought 2 minutes was a decent shot because you got to remember I'm shooting 5 from the same place when I'm doing RGB just separately.
Yeah,
and not a problem. I'm getting good data.
Yeah,
but when I'm getting RGB all at the same time, I mean, everyone's telling me like at f7 I should be doing like 25 to 40 seconds. So
Yeah, just stupid amount of sky glow.
Yeah, my sky. Yeah, Eric, my skies are probably out of everybody in Astroworld, everyone that's on the team. I would have to say that I probably have the worst skies out of anybody. I think hands down. I mean, you know, we got upstate New York with Scott. We got Arizona with Jason. We got the suburbs of Chicago. The only person that's probably close is Eric, and he's not even close.
Yeah, he's
a portal 6, I think.
6.
5'6".
Yep. Yeah, I'm 4 or 5 like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably, you know, if there was a 10, I'd be like, I'm gonna bring out the Spinal Tap. Like, oh, this amp goes to 11, dude. And you know, it's impossible. It's impossible. You know, it's not impossible. It's just really, really difficult. Narrowband, you see my narrowband images, and Ron's helped me quite a bit with processing them. And if you see my narrowband images on Astroworld Web, the astroweb.com, I believe all of them were with help from Ron Breacher, helping me process and get used to the workflow of narrowband, because it is quite different.
Yeah. I'm not even sure where Ron is, but I'm sure he's Bortle.
He's in Canada.
Yeah, so his Bortle is probably pretty low as well. But
I don't remember where exactly he is, but I've seen his observatory, and if he's got skies like I do in building that observatory, Ron, we're going to have to talk a little bit, because I think he's got some problems. But I'm sure I know his skies are a lot better than mine. So he's 5-ish.
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 Yep.
But
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, Tom's mid Long Island. Tom, we got to get together and just hang out. He's like 20 minutes away from my house. Ron Brescher, the first rule about Ron's workshops is we don't talk about Ron's.
Okay.
Guelph, Ontario. That's right, Ontario. That's right.
Yep.
But
yeah,
so
I just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What do you got? A couple hours north. That's it.
Yeah, I'm only about 90 minutes from Buffalo, from Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is right in my backyard. Okay. Yep.
Mark's like, oh yeah, 125 miles east. It's a 2-3. Yeah, same thing for me, Mark. But I'm not driving 2 hours. An hour and 25 miles for you is like a 70-minute drive, because you live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
125 miles for me is 2.5 hours. Not happening.
Coming off the island? Yeah.
Not happening. That is not happening. Nope. How you doing? Don't worry. Nobody's ever late. I appreciate you coming down. Google sucks. Okay, I got it. All right.
Yes, I knew that about Pete. Yeah, I knew he wasn't far from me. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So we're talking. We're any questions you guys have. If you got problems with your rig or whatever, feel free to throw us a line. If you're newbies or if you just got questions, that's what we're here for on Monday nights. We just hang out. We talk about astro imaging, and right now I'm probably getting ready to polar align a little bit. I think the clouds are starting to part. Skies are okay out east around Border. Yeah, Greenport. My friend lives in Greenport, out on Long Island, or he unfortunately he passed away, so he doesn't live there no longer. But I was in imaging, but I was viewing out of his 30-inch obsession telescope from his front lawn in Greenport. And yeah, that is a ridiculous scope. 25-foot ladder.
Good God.
Yeah, I was up on a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Dob, right?
Oh yeah, it's a big Dob.
Yeah.
It's actually the bottom half is sitting in Camera Concepts right now. It is for sale.
30-inch. My goodness.
Yep. He had a 30-inch, a 25, and an 18.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably.
That's a big job.
Yeah, that's huge, Dob. And we got. Thanks for helping up. Oh, that's Gig. Oh, that's Gig. All right. Oh, no problem. Yes. How you doing? All right. Google sucks. I know who you are now. Google sucks. That's my buddy.
Nice.
Book Davies says he's an imaging noob. I'm going to see what I could do with the moon tonight. What camera are you using, Book? Just curious.
The moon. Nice.
Yeah. He's like, that's me. Yeah. So Gig, we go on Monday nights, and it's going to be a consistent thing. It looks like we're getting some decent response. We got 14 people on there right now, and I think that's more than our last show on Wednesday nights. But we just want to see if we can either get some talk going on about some newbie stuff, or even if it's not newbie stuff, just questions and answers type stuff. And if we can't get the answer, I mean, if we don't have the answer, I'm sure we could get it. We got plenty of resources that we could do that. Canon Rebel XS. Ooh, oofa. Oofa. I'm sorry, well, it's good for the moon. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. You won't have to leave the sensor hot for very long.
No. And I don't know if that does that do video, the XS?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it does.
I'm not a Canon guy, man. I am a Nikon guy, been a Nikon guy for 30 years.
Yeah, it's all Coke and Pepsi. It's all the same stuff anyway.
Yep.
Just picked up a steel of a scope, picked up an Edge 11 HD with Hyperstar. Where do you put this stuff? You must have like this house. You must have a wing of your house with just telescope stuff. Every time, every show, and literally like every show, he's got a new scope. This guy.
Yeah. Now he's already got a 10-inch RC. I'm curious.
And he's got a 100 or 120 Esprit.
Yeah, I mean, I can see maybe going to a 14, going big, but I mean, an 11 when you've got a 10-inch RC already.
I don't know.
I know
you just didn't want to deal with the collimation anymore, but
yeah, I just don't know exactly what the logic is in that. And unless he just wants another big Schmidt.
Yeah, I guess Book does. It's a modded Rebel XS. It looks like,
okay.
And it does video. I guess that LOL means that it does video. But if it does video, and you could get a decent focus, I don't know if you're planning on doing this, and if I'm overstepping here or making it too simple. Make sure you're doing video. Make sure you're doing video. Anything planetary you want to do in like an AVI format, because there's very, very, if you've ever done any planetary observing with your eyes, with any sorts of telescopes, from a refractor all the way to a big knob, it doesn't matter. But when you're dealing with atmosphere and planetary, there are fleeting moments of pure focus. They're very, very few and far between. You'll be looking at it and say, "Oh no, this is out of focus," and don't touch focus, and all of a sudden you keep on looking a little more, and bam, things come in, and it's that way where you get more crisp pictures, because there's a program out there called Auto Stacker that is free, and it will chop up your AVI file into the best focus that it could get, the best focused frames that's there, chuck the other ones out and stack them for you.
Yep. Yeah. And that planetary, I mean, you gotta know that there's a lot of moisture in the air. There's a lot of water in the air.
Yep. Unless if you live in Arizona like Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So he's doing video, and he's going to run it through Auto Stacker. Yep. That's the way to do it, Buck. That's the way to do it. And the best thing about planetary is, or lunar even, 20 minutes and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing 60 frames a second at 20 minutes, you got thousands and thousands of frames of.
Yeah. I mean, other than the sun, there's nothing brighter in the sky than the moon. Nothing.
It depends on if my neighbor turns his lights on right next to my house. But
No resentment there.
I'm gonna shoot that thing out. Trust me. I got an airsoft gun that'll take that right out.
Yep.
And they won't even hear it. It's nice and quiet. It go.
Yeah.
That's it. But
yep.
The logic is it's 3 scopes in one. Oh yeah. Well, he's got that. Well, 3. Oh yeah, 3. Yeah. No. Well, if you count the reducer, I guess, in the back.
Yeah. If you take the focal reducer off. Sure.
Yeah. Take the focal reducer. You go. Yeah, but you know what? Who wants to do it? I'm too lazy. I don't want to do all that. Who wants to do all that?
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. I don't want to. I just want to scope. I want to throw it up there, and I want to run. I want to shoot. I want to go to bed. I want to wake up. I want to stack it. I want to be done. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
We got enough ruined time over stuff that's dumb, like restacking things because you don't have enough RAM.
Yeah, Eric's talking about doing EAA with the RASA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? EAA is cool when you got people. Yeah.
Yep. And that's another thing that we're hoping to do too is the live stacking. And getting some targets. While we're talking, showing some 4-minute exposures, live stack. Targets that are being shot. I mean, that's always fun for people to see stuff that's actually not live. It's
we could do that right on this thing. I mean,
yep.
That's not a problem. The problem is that we only do this from 8 to 9, and then that's about what time it gets dark. So maybe in the winter time we could do that when it's 5 o'clock, and then it's fully dark by 8.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Eric got 10 targets in one night for the EAA.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fun to do. EAA is fun to do. It's fun to do. I mean, Eric, you're right. When you do it, it's not photography per se. You're really kind of like doing it through. I guess you're taking pictures, and you can save the pictures later, and you kind of do it. And, but it's fun, especially when you got people watching, and when you're doing EAA, it's fun, and we're definitely gonna do that. We could either do it from your house or my house. It doesn't matter. We both have Eagles, so we can both pipe the feed to this.
I wanted to. I'm trying to pull up a picture right now of. Here we go. Okay, so how do I just to share a screen? I need to.
It's the line. It's the one with the red line.
Yep, I got it. One of the things that we've been talking to Dan and I have been talking about this, and I've talked to the guy that owns ADM is Anthony out there at ADM, and if you've never used one of their products, I got to tell you they're rock solid. This is actually the base that I bought for the new RST 300 from ADM. And these absolutely enormous, knobs, for locking things down. But one of the things that I wanted to show you guys was, let's see if I can get to it here. Up here, can I do this?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I gotta turn it on.
Let me just go.
There you go.
Okay. So if I come over here to where is it?
Actually, I'll turn us off so we get a little bit more of a. I can't turn us off.
Where is
it?
ADM. Did I just close it out? I may have just closed it out. I think I did. Oh, there it is. So this is the ADM website, and you see that okay?
I can see it, but I'm not seeing the live stream. So I'm in the live studio. Yeah, no, you can see it. No, go back. Do whatever you did.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, jeez.
Technical difficulties are.
Yeah, I just need to find the right page. There. No, that's astrophysics.
You got to share the screen again.
There it is. There it is. Oh, I have to share the screen again?
Yeah, you turned it off.
Oh, did I? Oh, my bad. Here we go.
And
hold on.
There we go. Yep, there you go.
So it's this one here. You see that okay?
Yep.
So in talking with Anthony, I can tell you that the weights that they're offering in the stainless steel, these things are really, really nice. They're competitively priced. He has actually been, giving, consideration to not doing these anymore. And I'm trying along with other people to convince him to stay with it. That there are people out there that would definitely see the value in being able to purchase weights like this. And, a lot of the weights that you can get stainless steel, they have these plastic knobs, and such. These are not, a plastic knob. This is all, die cut stainless steel stock, to make these knobs. They're really, really nice. And I mean, you look at these things and they're just really pretty. They're nice looking weights and they're very competitively priced. That 15-pound weight there at $190, that's tough to beat. So, if you're in the market for some good stainless steel weights, I would definitely encourage you to check out ADM. And you can find their weights up under miscellaneous, up under counterweights. And they're right there. And hit Anthony up, with orders, and he'll stay with it.
Give it a shot, because they're approximately about $100 less than equal weight. Let's say Astrophysics or the type.
Bisque.
Yeah, software Bisque. Yeah, the heavy duty makers. But you know what? Not only the price, you're getting the quality too. The quality is decent stuff. I've known Anthony for a couple of years now, and Tom made a couple of points saying that if they could chamfer their edges, I guess I don't know if they're rounded or not, let
me just look at. I think they
I thought they were rounded.
They are. I'm looking right at it. They are definitely rounded. They're a chamfered edge, all the way around, and they've got a really nice swirl pattern built right into them. They are very sharp, as far as weights. I'm hoping to actually take 3 of the 15-pound weights off of him out of his stockroom for what I'm going to be doing with the rainbow mount.
Yep.
But
I mean, Anthony's good people. This is one of ADM stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is the last, and Anthony, if you're watching, I'm sure you remember this guy, because this is the one that you mailed me to my hotel in North Carolina because I was doing imaging, and he really hooked me up, man. He's good people. He's got good product. It's solid. It's good construction. If you haven't looked up ADM for any of your accessories, dovetails, weights, anything you want they have. So adapters, saddle adapters, dual saddle adapters, anything you really want, it's there. And his prices are very competitive. So and
Tom, I'll definitely mention that to him when I talk to him again. It's funny that we were even talking about this. Just as we were starting the show, it looked like Anthony was calling me, and I had to send him to voicemail because we were starting the show. But
let's see. Their edges are square, sharp. Okay, so with the dovetails, I guess he's talking about the dovetails. Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Tom. They're square. What?
This here?
Well, that or this, anything you want to say. I think he's talking about the actual edges here.
Oh, they're broken on the sides here. They're broken. They're not sharp. There's no way I'm gonna cut myself on that. They're broken.
No. I'm not saying sharp, but they're hard and angled like that. So it does. When it gets cold, these things hard to carry. And that's one thing. And I gotta agree with Tom. If you could just curve the edges and make them nice, so it's more malleable to your hand. Not malleable, but your hand is more malleable to this. Yeah. Maybe that might be a good idea. But what else we got? We got some other questions. Mark purchased astrophysics weights for his ioptron mount. ADM is good. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't have a problem with that. The astrophysics stuff. They're it's okay. It's decent stuff. Their knobs are not the best in the world. They're certainly not stainless steel. They're a plastic knob. The problem that I had with astrophysics was that they would not make me a weight with an 1.5-inch bore.
They
didn't have it. They had 1.25 inch. They had 1.8125, I think, or something like that. And that just wasn't going to do it. I needed 1.5 inches, and they would not do it. So had to go someplace else. That's how I found out about ADM. So
nice.
Searching.
I'm looking for. I actually was helping a person with his imaging the other night, and now, of course, I can't find it. Let's see.
Yeah, Eric was asking a question too. He says, do either of you guys have any issues with the focus or guiding after your flips or filter changes? Well, if the filters aren't parfocal, then yeah, of course.
Yeah, but if you're running the focus routine, whether you're doing ASI or whatever, after every filter change, then it shouldn't matter whether they're parfocal or not. But
I think he might be having a similar issue that I was having with the ZW OAG. Eric was saying to me that he had purchased the ZW 174 Mini, which is a freaking awesome camera, by the way. And he was using it. He paired it up with the off-axis guider. That was exactly the setup that I was using. And Eric, I'm telling you, man, I was having a devil of a time getting that thing, to work correctly. It's got a little tiny piece of glass for a prism, in comparison to the one that I've got now, which is and I'm still waiting on parts for it, but the MOAG, or the other one. And I know you were looking at the Celestron one, and I'm not sure. I couldn't find any data on this. Maybe somebody can answer this in the text. But it looks like a large prism in that. You see, right? The prism is way too small. That's absolutely right. The prism on the Celestron one looks big. Now I don't know. I can't tell you exactly how big, but that thing is a beast. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's 12.5 millimeter, 12.4 millimeters on a side.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just freaking huge.
And especially when you're dealing with you need that with with your 14, when you're dealing with that focal length.
27-37, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to need a big prism in order to get pickoff stars, because you and I were, was it you that I was? We had that little guy, the ZWO thing.
The devil of a time.
And there was 2 guide stars on there. That was it. I can't wait to see what you got. So, I mean, it really is a good size prism, and it becomes more and more important, especially when you're dealing with focal lengths 2,000 plus.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing if you're using an off-axis guider for 1,500 or even 1,000, whatever. But at that point, I would probably just go with a guide scope at that point. But when you're dealing with long focal lengths, you gotta have the ability to have more than 2 guide stars. 2 guide stars is not going to do it. The MOAG. Show the MOAG again.
Here, I'll show it to you again, Mark. Hold on. I have to admit, I'm a little proud of this thing.
I know.
A little geeked out about it.
Yeah, he sleeps with this thing under his pillow, man. That is from Astrodon. That is the Monster OAG, and it's got a filter slider in there that you can actually put your filters in there.
Yeah, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's got that slider.
You can see the hole. Yep.
Yeah. And that whole thing, I talked about this last week, but that whole thing it takes these bad boys, which they set me up with the case and 7 of these sliders, and they're it's billet aluminum, solid billet aluminum machined, and it literally takes those 36 millimeter filters and bolts them right in there, and then that thing slides right in to this, like this.
Ching.
Just like
there
that.
You go.
And
but then again, if you're lazy like me, that's an awesome off-axis guide. Don't worry, you know that thing is awesome. And I was talking to my wife about your off-axis guide, and she knows nothing about telescopes. But I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Listen," and I'm not trying to take away anything from this OAG because it's awesome. But again, I'm not as lazy as Jason, but I'm lazy, and I'll be damned. I'll be damned, especially where you live. Now, I was thinking about this logistically in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way in hell I am going to be trucking my way out in the middle of 10 feet of snow to go from red to green. Nope. I'm getting an automatic filter wheel. I'm sorry. I would leave that hole blank.
Yeah.
I would just put the filter wheel on there and I'd be done. I can't.
Well, and that's the thing about that MOAG is that if you don't want to use the filter slider, you know, as a matter of fact, if I decide later on that I don't want to go that route and I want to use a filter wheel, I can literally take that filter drawer off and retrofit a plate on there that will.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. So it's awesome. They are a little pricey, yes, but for what you're getting, I don't think you can find a better option.
I think that the Prism is definitely the biggest buying point of that. The size of the Prism, which is great.
Yeah.
Eric actually had a really, really, really good question. And what would you say is the focal length tipping point of when to use an off-axis guider? I know what I'd say, but what would you say?
Well, I mean, you know, I do have a nice William Optics GuideStar 61. You know, 61. It's a great scope but I'm only using it for, you know.
No. I guess the question was, at what size focal length would you consider once you're up at that point of using an off-axis guider instead of a guide scope?
Oh, instead of the guide scope. Oh, yeah. I think pretty much anything above 1,500.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you get a Schmidt 8-inch or higher, that's 2,000. So or 20 if you want to get technical, 2032. But you know, 1,500 is tough to come by. As far as Schmidt's are concerned, I mean, that'd be a 6-inch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might use an off-axis guider on that, but then again, it's just as easy of, putting a little 60 millimeter on top of that thing.
Yeah.
But you know, I would say probably an 8-inch Schmidt or higher.
What about the big refractors? You know, the ones like the 152. You know, would you use an
what's the focal length on that? That's about 1,100, right?
It's up there. It's 11, 12, I think.
1,200.
Like
I might consider it. I still think that I would probably use like a guide scope. I like having the guide scope because I don't want to have to deal with the focusing. I don't like that. 12-10.
Yeah. Yeah.
12-10, and maybe that's where you might consider using it. I would have to test that out, to be honest with you. But I would say, any Schmidt over 8 inches or higher. The 152 ED is 12-16. Well, at 12-16, you're probably going to want like a red cat as a guide scope at one point. You know what I mean? At 250. I mean, you may want to go. You might want to go unless you're going to do some like dual imaging. you might want to go off-axis guide. 152 is a big monster. You may want to go.
Well, and the other thing with the off-axis guider is that you don't necessarily have to have pin sharp stars in the OAG. You know, as long as they're close, you know, they don't have to be photographic quality. As long as they're close, you know, you're fine. And there's a fair amount of wiggle room there.
Yep.
You know, when you're moving around the sky. So.
Yeah, Dennis actually said he uses a ZWO OAG with his 10-inch Schmidt without any problems, which is awesome. I guess it could have been just us. It could have been just us. I mean, we just had an issue with having enough available guide stars. It could have been a very simple movement of the prism, but you know, it was just it's really, really difficult kind of to grab them. I'm glad that you're having success, Dennis. So that's a good thing. That doesn't.
And I was on M51, and I was struggling to keep one star in focus.
Yeah. Yep.
I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it. You know, one star. Now, granted, there's a pretty big focal length difference between a 10-inch and a 14.
Yeah.
You know, even with the reducer. You know, my 0.7 reducer, I'm sitting at 2737. You know, that's just stupid.
No, you don't need pinpoint stars. You don't need pinpoint stars. Yeah, or you could use. You can't even find this guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find this. This is a short tube 80. They don't even make them anymore. The original ones. This is an original one. They make the 80A, I think, or 80T now. But I also have it set with I still have the Star Shoot. This has been on my, I don't even know. Oh, the glass looks pretty good, actually. This has been on my bookcase since we moved in here 7 years ago. So,
right. Yeah, I agree with you, Dennis. That's exactly right. You don't want pinpoint stars.
Yeah. That actually, Dennis pointed that out, so I got to give him props. You don't need pinpoint stars, but you do need stars, and you would like to have more than two. And that's what you were getting. So,
yeah, and the two that were actually there, you know, I couldn't keep them locked on.
You kept on losing the low star mass.
Kept dropping.
Yeah,
it just kept dropping. I couldn't stay locked on.
It could have been a number of things. I think it was to the point that we were both trying it, and you live 12 hours away from me, and we were doing this remotely. And
that was wild.
Yeah, so we were trying to figure it out. I'm from Long Island, and he's just outside Buffalo, and it was interesting trying to do that and troubleshoot. We were on for like 4 hours. We were trying to
get it to work, and it just I know we were just pulling our hair out, you know, trying to figure out what the hell was going on with this thing.
Yeah, and I think you just said you threw in a towel and said, "Hey, listen, if I'm going to go OAG, you know, go big or go home."
Yep.
You know, so you went big.
Yeah, and if you do decide to go that route, definitely go. Talk to Pete Myers out at Optical Structures Farpoint. And he'll set you up with precise parts, and he'll do a full calculation for back focus for both the OAG, the camera for the OAG, and for the main imaging camera. He'll set it up and send the specs right to precise parts, and they'll hook you up. Now it'll take a month for you to get your parts, but what are you gonna do? You know,
if you can even get through.
Yeah.
Eric was asking if you're able to plate solve with your 14. You don't have any problem plate solving, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any problem.
Yeah, as long as you have the right indexes, Eric, depending on which plate solving software you're using, and I'm sure you notice, Eric, you and I talk at least once a week, but if you're using either All Sky Plate Solver, you'd have to download the correct indexes for your focal length scope, or if you use Plate Solve 2, where you don't have to download the index, it just downloads all of them, and you don't even know it.
Yep.
So either one it will work fine, but I can't see the bottom of that. What does it say? The right catalog?
The right catalog, yeah. Yeah, that well, and the other thing that Dan pointed out to me early on is that it's good to have a plate
Offline
software that will work. One will work online and one will work offline. So if you're out remote someplace, it's good to have something to pull from that you don't have to have an internet connection for.
Yeah. So if you don't know about the blind solve failover software, go pick it up if you don't have it. It's called ANSVR. And it's a local plate solver. It does take some space on your hard drive, so make sure you have it, because that's what you get when you're dealing with an offline plate solver. It saves all the indexes to your hard drive. So make sure you have enough hard drive space.
Another reason to get an Eagle.
Yeah, well, it does fit it all on there. But then again, if you're, you and I are both Eagle users, and Plate Solve 2 and ASTAP. Yeah, absolutely. Plate Solve 2, works fine. If you Wade's on, I just saw Wade. If you get very few nights of imaging and don't have the time to spend finding a guide star, a guide scope is probably a better solution. I agree. It all depends on if you're getting that, I guess, as many guide stars and you're close to kind of, I know this rule changes because of the camera's sensitivity. It used to be at least a third of your focal length. Mm-hmm. And now it's changed quite a bit because the chips have gotten so much more sensitive. You don't need that third focal length anymore. So I was what was I doing with a 127 at 952 millimeters? I used I just wanted to see if it would work. I don't recommend this. I'm just gonna say it right about it. I don't recommend this, but I used an F4 ZWO mini guide scope to see if I could guide with it at 162 millimeters to a 952 millimeter scope.
Which camera?
The ZWO, the mini guide scope.
Oh,
30 millimeter. This is my back. There you go. This is what I use.
Wow. Yeah, that was because I also run the Hyperstar, for the front of the OTA. So I definitely needed a guide scope. Yeah, that thing.
That's what I used. That's what I used, and I guided a 15-minute exposure.
Wow.
With this, and the 120 mm. Oh. Hey, it worked. The stars came out fine, and you know what? And I don't recommend that you shoot guide with this with 1,000 millimeter scope. I don't recommend that. I'm just saying it worked that one night. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clear night, good seeing conditions,
Yeah, everything just came out the right way, and
all the stars lined up.
Yeah, you got the everything, all the planets were in alignment.
That's right. Yep.
All the stuff.
Right. Other questions. Let's see. Right, catalog. Yeah. Catalogs, index, feather. Okay. Yeah.
OAGs are great, but they aren't always the best solution, even on long Schmitts. Yeah, I mean, even on my 8-inch, actually my 10-inch Schmidt, I had this on top of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like having the separate focus. I like having the separate. I don't like having to move the thing up and down and whatever. I you know what? It's just me. Again, I once I get this in focus, then I just throw it on there, and I'm good. Who's to say that in my off-axis sky I just didn't bump it? Now I'm out of focus. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I also have that William Optics. The GuideStar 61. That's my backup. It's the guide scope that I use for the Hyperstar.
Yeah, well, I don't have a Hyperstar. Hyperstar. It's like hypertension, hypotension. But yeah, I never, you know what, I never understood. Now people are gonna shoot me because people get awesome photos with this stuff, and I'm gonna get shot for saying this, but I just never understood making your central obstruction bigger. Number one, number two, you're getting a faster scope with a lower focal length. So I just never understood buying a 14-inch scope to just knock it down to what? What do you get? What do you get with the Hyperstar? What focal length?
It's 715.
700.
715, but it's f1.9.
Yeah, but it's 700.
Yeah, I know.
So you're just imaging medium-sized objects. You're imaging medium objects. You're imaging M81, M82. You're imaging that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You're not imaging little planetary nebulas that you could without it.
Yeah, the Hyperstar has its place. It's not going to be for everything.
It does. I'm just saying. I just if I'm gonna buy a 2700 millimeter telescope, I'm gonna use it at 27, maybe 0.8. I'd use. You know what I mean. But
yeah,
but I mean, it's that's just me. That's just my theory behind it. It's just like the same theory that I have is that I'm not spending $3,000 on an object on a telescope that will only view one object. I'm not going to buy a solar scope until I retire.
Yeah,
I retire and then I'll do it. But it's just, what is this? Wade just buy a helical focuser on the OAG. Yeah, you know what? I had a really cool. It wasn't a helical focuser, but there's a guy out there. His name is Gary Jarrett. And he runs he's older. I mean, I guess he's like 65, 70. And he does he's an old machiner. And he made what's called the KISS focuser for barrel, 1.25-inch barrel guide cameras. Like QHY, S-Big, the minis, that kind of stuff. And it's got a collar on it, and there's another collar that attaches to whatever you're putting it on. So if you got you got your off-axis guider, it's got a collar that attaches to it, and that's got a thumb wheel that moves the camera up and down. It's actually pretty cool. I had two of them. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
I just started using an 80 millimeter refractor and the 290 mini with the Edge 9.25. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, the 290 is a great camera. I have one.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
I got it sitting somewhere. Go mail the cameras.
That's the camera that I use in the William Optics in the GuideStar. So yeah.
That's going to be the camera that I bought for my. What did I have? The 127 Mac for Planetary, which I ended up selling. So now the 290 is just sitting around somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. And the OAGs, the more sensitive your camera is, the better. So the 170 mini from ZWO is freaking awesome. It's a great camera for. I
got its baby brother, the 178. And that's an awesome guide scope too, guide camera also. But let me show you this real quick before we close up shop. I had a gentleman that I was helping out with processing. And where is it? There we go. And keep in mind that this is his basically his first shot, and it's only about 3 hours worth of data. But let me bring it up for you. And I kind of overblew some stuff, and the flats weren't great. But take a look at what he got. I'll show it to you real quick.
This is one of your students?
Yep. And he's imaging with. What is he imaging with? 127 Explore. And There it is.
Oh yeah, it's M81, isn't it?
Yeah, both of them, M81 and M82.
Yeah.
And again, this is a JPG, so it's a little compressed and it's not great, but he got some really good detail in here.
Yeah.
And some good detail on the arms over here.
Yep.
And you know, a little bit more data, and he's gonna blow this away.
Yeah, and you see that with the scope that I'm shooting with, you know, native at even with the reducer, you know, I just about fill the frame with M82.
Wow.
I'm sorry, with M81 with the big spiral.
Yeah, I know. I knew what you meant.
I fill that frame with that.
Yeah.
Thing. I can't shoot both of those together. There's just no way.
Well, that's what I'm going to do tonight, I think, because I think it's almost straight up right now, as long as it's clouds. So I am going to go outside, and I'm going to go polar line.
Nice.
Well, tighten it up. I'm on up here, but I always like to double check it anyway, because I take the telescope on and off, and I never know I might jostle something.
Yep.
But I'm going to go do that. And I think we made up our 8 minutes. We're coming up on 1 hour and 2 minutes. So, so
nice.
Yeah. So, well, glad you guys were able to come and hang out with us. Dennis, Wade, Mark, Eric, all you guys gig.
Ron, great one.
I'm sorry, Ron and Tom. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, we'll be back. Don't forget to come by on Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night we'll be on for our regular show. And so we do this. Me and I guess Scott's going to be a permanent fixture on Monday nights, and then Wednesday nights it's just a free for all. So feel free to come join us or come check out the website at astroworldweb.com, and don't forget to check out Scott's YouTube, Astro Playground. Astro Playground. They got some good stuff over there. He's got a hell of a deep dive on the MOAG if you're interested. And that's going to be put up on Astroworld too, probably within, if I ever get some free time, I'll get it up. But you know, that'll be going on. And yeah,
and we'll be doing a redo on the C14 deep dive as well, because we're, you know, basically rebuilding the whole bottom end of it. So
and
doing a whole new thing on that.
And don't forget to come on Wednesday night, because Wednesday night we're gonna show off the new logo. Maybe, you know, we're gonna throw it out to. You're welcome, Jared. I'm glad we helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. But I know that Scott's Weefe is a massive designer of pretty much web designer and whatever. She does everything. And she was able to kind of make a new logo for us. And I'm going to throw it out to the public and see what you think. And if you think it sucks, let me know. If you think it's good, let me know. If you like the other one better, let me know. But I'm looking for some input here from everybody. And if you saw this on a T-shirt, would you rather this or would you rather the other one? And that's what we're going to go for, because I really like the new logo. I think that your wife did an outstanding job, and definitely tell her I said thank you so much. But I want to see what the mass people have to say. Get a control group going.
And you can check out my wife's work and some of my photography work as well on Stillwater Studio. Stillwaterstudio.net.
.net, right? Yeah. So definitely check that out.
Check us out there.
It's got some great stuff there too. So on that note, I am going to go polar line, and hopefully the clouds have parted so I could see some stars. And thank you, Scott, and thank you, everybody. The shirt looks good. You like the shirt? Like it? See, I still got to get Scott's shirt. We were waiting to see what logo to put on it before we got him a shirt. So we'll, if we decide to with the new logo, we'll get new shirts, and if not, we'll get the old shirt.
Yeah.
But
I'm confident.
I'm confident too. I think it's going to be really cool. But
yeah.
Anyway, good night, guys. Have a good night. We'll catch you later. And remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. Keep looking up. Who said keep looking up? Who ended up their show? Keep looking up. Do you remember his name?
No, I don't.
There was a guy on public TV on PBS, and he had a weekly show on What's in the Sky, and his name was Jack Horkheimer.
Yes, I do remember that. Oh,
big Ron Jeremy mustache.
Oh, that's going back a long time.
Yes, Jack Horkheimer. Go look it up. The guy was brilliant, but that was a long time ago. See, somebody new.
Horkheimer.
Horkheimer, yes, absolutely. Keep looking up. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you Wednesday night. Peace out.
Bye for now.
Take care.